Hey guys, Sully from Amani Mara. So right now I'm on the search for Natito, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about an amazing experience, an amazing pleasure that I had to guide two guests, Ming and Gareth. So I know that they will be watching this video. So this is about their experience and how they had a fun time on safari. It's also amazing. We've got some hippos just behind you guys. Okay, so we'll get stuck right into the video. Okay, so today's game plan was we're going to head straight to the crossing point, but before we had gotten there, we saw some lions trying to hunt a warthog. So you can see she's so well camouflaged inside the grass that if we didn't see her make that small movement, we would never have seen her. So she was hunting some warthogs, which were not a big distance away from her. So she was stalking them very slowly and was hidden away in the grass. So she was about 30 meters away. And in order for her to catch the prey, she would have to be within about 10 feet of them. She's got... She gave up. Okay, so after that failed attempt, all the lionesses came back together. So the three girls in total, there was the one lioness who we were watching, and then the two girls, one was over the hill on the other side and one was a bit further down. So they had created a triangle formation to try and catch the warthogs. But unfortunately the warthogs are a little bit too witty and a bit too quick. So they had regrouped like this, and the girls, you can notice they're looking on the other side of the river. So they had noticed a Topi who wanted to come down to cross. Unfortunately, I didn't get some footage of the Topi, but when the Topi had gotten quite close to the river, it noticed them and ran away. So at this point, I was talking to Ming and Gareth about how life is so much harder for the predators than the prey. So the prey have got safety in numbers. They also have far more senses looking out, so in terms of smell, hearing, and sight. So for prey animals, chances of survival are much higher, and for predators, it's much less in terms of hunting. So it's slightly easier to be a prey animal than it is to be a predator. So like in the case of them hunting, they had to be within 10 or so feet away from the animal to ensure the highest level of success. So they have to become very close, and they can run a very short distance. So they can probably hold their top speed for about 60 or so meters before they're completely drained and they can't chase again. So to be a predator like this makes it very hard. So while we were sitting there and watching the lionesses, we noticed another two lionesses on the other side of the river who were coming down to cross. So it's like they heard the whole commotion happen and they were on their way down. So they were going to rejoin the rest of the pride, and they were going to probably think of a game plan to hunt later on in the evening. So you can notice that there's two lionesses. There's a younger one on the right hand side and the older lioness on the left. So the one on the left looks like she's much older than all the lionesses, so she must be the most experienced and will probably be the matriarch of the pride.
So it's going to cross, these are going to cross over then, aren't they?
Yeah.
Too close to the edge.
Yeah, so this is most likely the lead female. They get used to it. So as we were sitting with the lions, I had gotten a phone call from one of our other guides who was out at the time, and he had found a leopard. So we had dropped everything we were doing, so the males and everything were nearby, but we never went to go and see the males. So we went straight for the leopard because it was at the top of our list to see. So we headed straight in that direction, and we had gotten to the sighting, but once we had arrived, everything had died down. So she had just gone into the bush, but there was a crazy amount of cars. So we started staking it out because she looked very hungry. So I told Gareth and Ming that they can have a small siesta in the car, which they did. They took advantage, so they slept for a good 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden, Luluka popped up again. And as soon as she popped up, I woke them up and went straight there. So she looks very hungry. She popped her head out. She started looking around, gazing to see if she can see any prey or anything about. She even sat up for us and posed for us for a little bit. But then, unfortunately, after getting hit by the sun quite a bit, she decided that she was going to head back into the grass. And unfortunately, we lost that sight. So we had just finished up with Luluka, and now we began our journey to look for a place to have lunch, because it was about midday. So we start driving through the open plains, and suddenly we found this big male lion sitting under the shade. He was taking refuge from the sun. And as soon as we got there, he gets up and he puts his head straight into the bush. It's like he didn't want to be seen today.
Oh, he's turning around.
He's shy. No, I'm not looking at you. You're looking too many stuff.
Yeah, which is it's fair comment.
So this is one of the Blackrock boys. The Blackrock boys control quite a large area. So there's 4 of them. And they control the pride which frequents that area, which is called the Rongai Pride. They were there as well, but unfortunately we didn't go and have a look at them because we wanted to have lunch. So we headed off to lunch at that point.
Where did they get water from?
So there's a river stream there. You know where we just passed just now?
Right.
So that has water in some section.
He looks tired.
Yeah.
Exhausted, look.
Yeah, he's very full. So straight after having quite a hefty lunch, we decided that we would head straight in the direction of the Great Migration. That's where we went. So unfortunately we got to the river and there was not much action going on. So we just decided to look for the herds. So we spent some time in the herds there, the freshly crossed over ones. Enjoyed that for a little bit. This is his herd. So all of the ones that you can hear are all males.
Yeah, he's pulling it in, right?
Yeah.
Bullying. Yeah.
So he's moving somewhere along which are not supposed to be here, and he's keeping his herd in check. So you could imagine hearing this all night when you're sleeping. Very annoying.
They're talking to each other.
Yeah, he's letting all the other males know. He's like, these are my girls. These are my girls. If you want to challenge me.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's a marabou stalk.
I wonder why they're all going in the water then.
It's hot.
Just because it's hot.
Yeah. What was it? It's too funny to look at.
Honestly, we got nothing. We could go in later, actually.
Nice photo in there.
Yeah. So it's got a very small ears. It's got a big nose. So its nose is mainly developed for more air intake. And the ears are very small, so when they fold back, it goes completely flat.
That's why they are so fast.
Yeah. And like I was saying, they're the only cat in the world with non-retractable claws. So that means when they really start running, they've got the best grip possible. Also, an advantage with that is it helps them stop from slipping and sliding. So they get the best grip like studs. And then they also have a very long tail, which allows them to turn very quickly on the dime. And they also have very large lungs. So when you look at the lungs themselves, the shape of a cheetah is very odd. The front is big and the back is very slender.
Yeah, very slender. I can see.
Yeah.
Very long and slender.
Very long and slender, yeah. So when a cheetah is on full sprint, 100%, between one step and the next step is about 6 meters.
Good grief.
So the cat is literally flying through the air.
Yeah.
No chance, was it?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him like taking the leaping into his victim or prey?
Yes, yeah. So they're the cat we usually follow when the heat of the day arrives, because that's when they're hunting, that's when they're active. So the reason why they're active during that time is because the lions, leopards are typically sleeping, and even the hyenas are sleeping. So they like to be the cat which is active during the day.
That is amazing.
I mean, it just looks like a killing machine.
It really is, it really is. But they're not the strongest of the cats, they're actually the weakest. So what happens is when they encounter things like vultures, if the vultures are many enough, the vultures can chase it off and kill.
Really? Yeah.
Look, you got the, what's in the, what's it in?
It's a Topi.
Oh, Topi.
Yeah.
It's a shame you can't get them both in the same photo, really.
Because they're a bit far.
If it's
It's
the
just a
cat,
bit-
the cheetah will just come straight away.
Yeah, but it's like the cheetah's looking that way and that's looking that. It would be
Yeah.
a great photo if you could get them.
But
But
close
you
together.
can't.
So
you
what?
you can move your object.
Yeah.
You can erase
I
your
can
object,
Photoshop
you
it.
can
Yeah, I know
yeah.
it's not the same if I Photoshop it. I can Photoshop myself standing next to it.
Yeah.
Catching it.
Pose it.
Yeah. So what's happening in this situation is that she can't find good prey. Yeah. The only thing that we might be able to get is the tilted gazelles down there. Can you see them? Just off there. Where the shade begins, where the shade is ending and the sun is coming up. That's where there's some Thompsons there. So that's what they're looking for the most.
How far can you put them?
Okay, so it'll only be able to keep its top speed up for about 60 meters, 60 to 100 meters.
So it's, I mean, the lions was less than that, isn't it?
Yeah. So lions and leopards typically cannot sustain their speed for too long. Same with the cheetah. So it's like you're having a sprinter running that land. So they can't do it too often because they burn so much energy. So the cheetah may just give up on a hunt straight away if it knows it's not able to do it. Because there's no point in wasting all that energy.
Looking at us.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it get catch us. Do you want to make a run for it, Mink?
Best of luck.
It's quite hungry. So I think what's going to end up happening is it's going to look for a nice piece of shade somewhere.
Good luck.
So this is the same cheetah we were looking for day one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm okay. I have this, I can see close enough. So if you look behind us, you see that tree over there? That directly behind us.
Yeah.
So that was where we were looking on day one. If you remember.
Right.
Yeah. Only took us 2 days to find them.
So I think they're just in the middle of field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it would be under
They're hiding somewhere.
the green area.
The bush somewhere, yeah.
Yeah.
It is weird, isn't it, that?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like a very good plan.
Yeah. Always in the middle. Like, in the middle like that, and all other animals will.
They've seen them. The hyena's seen it.
They're not looking to eat. They're just looking for fun.
Yeah. So you can see one of them has got his face absolutely covered in blood. This one that's behind between the two of them.
It's just like a Friday night out at the town centre.
These are just the hooligans who are left behind. So the hyena's like, I'm having none of this, and he's going. And the jackal's just want one last bite.
Grass. Like scattering down all the others.
Can you hear the jackals? They're puffing. So he knows there's nothing left. He just wants to do it for the sake of doing it.
No one entertained him.
No. Can you hear the lion?
So that's the thing.
So you can see the lions are contact calling. They're making soft calls. And they're trying to find the rest of the pride.
Okay. Yeah, the jackal's staying in still.
All the cubs are playing in the grass.
Hmm?
The cubs are playing in the grass.
Okay.
The problem is they're in a place we can't go. So you see where that car is off in the distance? So just to the left-hand side, you can see all
Do you
the
want to look?
lions
I'll
playing.
make do you want to look?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sun's the wrong way around, but we can't ask the lions to move.
So what's most likely going to happen is they're going to get up and then they're going to be heading to these different mounds that you can see here. So we left the herd of zebras down there. So they're quite hungry. Look at this first lioness. So they're getting ready to look for something to eat. So that's what they're looking at. Yeah, for dinner, for lunch, for everything. So they'll typically, so this is the Topi pride which I was telling you about. They're the ones who most likely attack that hippo that we saw. So what happens is that they need a lot of food, I was saying. So now they're just keeping an eye if they can see anything. If they can see anything to eat. So typically they'll hunt buffaloes. So they're known as buffalo hunting experts. So that's the difference between land cruisers and land rovers. They have big springs, we have coil springs, and coil springs allow us to pass over stones like this, and these springs kind of get hung up.
They're not bothered with people around them anymore.
No. So,
As long as they don't work out that we're actually an easier meal to get. Because like, it would be a lot easier than a zebra or
Yeah, we're not running faster, are we?
so
We're not a danger to them.
not a danger to them, yes. So it's a very different situation if we were to get out of the car, because they would panic and run away, or in some cases, if the mother had cubs, she would attack them.
Certain,
Yeah, she would attack.
kind of like licking the tree.
No, so what they're doing is they're spreading their scent there. So they'll sharpen their claws and they'll rub against it, they'll pee on it as well, to be one of the markers for scent. So if there's ever another lion coming in to try and take over the territory, they'll know that there is a familiar.
Classic, scent mark.
Yeah.
Right. Just like Bailey.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's amazing.
So there's a film crew from the BBC. The other vehicle, the green one. So she's filming the lions. The green one at the end. She's got the extended roof on the side, the canopy.
Light.
So, no, not for the light, for the rain.
For the rain.
Yeah, and she sticks out about like 2 feet out this other side of the vehicle. Excuse me. It's very hard to count that way because they're just everywhere. Inside the grass.
They're just like hiding in the grass.
Yeah.
But you know how many lions there are in the
Yeah.
his pride, don't you?
Because sometimes you'll just see them, well, we'll typically see them out in the open walking. So it's very easy to count them that way. So it's like they're all setting up to head in that direction.
Yeah, they're all kind of pointing over there, aren't they?
So you can see like that lioness to the right hand side, or next to the tree.
Yeah.
She's heavily focused and heading in that direction over there. So the zebras, can you see them? There's 2 of them in that field.
Yeah.
Actually, there's more than 2.
But they can run that fast, before the zebra run away.
No. So they have to go into the grass and stalk.
Oh,
They go down.
Yeah.
How do they communicate? How are they communicating with each other though? Because they're not like vocalising, are they?
No, they're not. So, but they're talking to each other. You can see. So if one gets up and starts moving, the other ones will start getting up and moving in the same direction.
Working as a team.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so they're stalking.
So you can see all of them are suddenly getting active now.
Check from where you are.
Yeah.
It's not good camera, but it's okay. Because you are in a good position.
It is that thing about you see that those 2 in particular, they're starting to.
Yeah.
You see them just like 1 foot forward or something.
Yeah. As they're moving in that direction.
You see, if the zebras had half a brain, they'd get around all these 4x4s here. The lions must be there.
So, like I was saying before, that they just don't have that location.
Yeah.
So they're not going to hunt.
No.
They're very interested, but what's happened is the game has dropped too far down. So you can see the 3 of them moving there.
Yeah, you see them just in between, just coming
Yeah,
out across
yeah, the 3 of them. So what's happening here is they want to go for them, but the issue that they're having is they have to be in front of the zebra. So even if they try and head now to go and hunt those zebra, the difference is too much. So if they start their movement from here to go down there, the zebras will see them way off in the distance. And the zebras will go into a different direction. So now what they're doing is they have to assess this whole situation and everything and head into that direction during the night. So now most likely tomorrow morning we will find them down there.
Okay. So
Or,
they're just following.
yes, or something else may happen. They may decide to go up like this and they will find a herd of buffalo nearby. So they'll probably go and eat the buffaloes.
It's quite funny in that looking at them, like the faces on them, isn't it? They look very nice.
The lions?
Yeah, they look quite
Stand.
stern. Yeah.
Stand is a good word to use, yeah.
But my dinner is not there anymore.
Yeah, where's my takeaway?
Or the Uber. Uber Eats.
Okay, so it's that time of the video again where we've reached the ending. So do like, comment, subscribe. It is a little bit of a different type of video, in the sense that I have not really filmed per se of me talking during the video, which I want to change, because when I'm editing like this, I don't like the situation. So I'm going to change this. So in the next one, hopefully it'll be a little bit better. Actually, one after next, because I have to do one more like this. So, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll stop my blabbering. So do like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.